So there's this one advantage that rich people have, and they almost never show it off. But it's the very thing that's quietly making them richer every single day. Let's get into it. I mean, really think about that for a sec. We're not talking about some secret stock tip or an exclusive club you can't get into. No, this is something you already have right now. Yeah, this probably looks familiar, right? It's that cycle, that hamster wheel so many of us feel like we're stuck on. You work so hard, you finally get home, and you're just drained. There's nothing left in the tank for anything else. And listen, this isn't some personal failing on your part. It's the system. It's designed to just eat up our most valuable resource before we even get a chance to use it for ourselves. Okay, so first we've got to talk about the myth of wealth. Because when we think rich, what's the first thing that pops into your head? It's all the flashy stuff, right? The things that are super easy to show off. I mean, social media has basically trained our brains to see these things. You know, the fancy cars, the designer clothes, those picture-perfect vacations as the end goal. But here's the thing. That's all just the surface. It's the result of wealth, not the cause. And if you're only focused on that stuff, you're missing the real game that's being played underneath. That's right. The biggest, most powerful advantage is completely invisible. It isn't flashy. You can't post a picture of it on Instagram. And the people who have a ton of it, they almost never talk about it. And you know what? That's exactly what makes it so darn powerful. And this right here brings us to the core problem for most of us, what I call the time for money trap. See, we're all taught to chase that higher salary, right? Get that promotion. But what we often forget is that we're still just trading our precious hours for dollars. And a lot of the time, more money actually means more responsibility and even less time. Okay, just look at this comparison. It shows the massive mindset shift we're talking about. On the left, that's the common approach, the endless cycle. Trade hours for dollars, chase the bigger paycheck. It feels productive, sure, but you're always capped by the number of hours in a day. But on the right, that's a whole different game. The focus isn't just on earning, it's on creating freedom. It's about building assets that work for you, so you don't always have to be trading your time to make a living. And here it is, 24. This is the great equalizer. It doesn't matter who you are, where you're from, we all get the exact same 24 hours in a day. You can lose money and make it back, right? But time? Once you spend it, it is gone forever. So the real difference, the real gap, isn't about how much money people have. It's about how they choose to invest these 24 hours. And that leads us to probably the biggest mind shift of all. The real currency in life, it isn't the dollar, it's the hour. The true goal isn't just to stack up more money in the bank, it's to gain control over your own life, over how you spend every single moment. This quote, man, it just says it all, doesn't it? Wealth isn't just about how much money you have, it's about how much control you have over your life. True wealth is freedom. It's waking up and deciding what you want to do with your day, not what you have to do. And let me tell you, that is a level of richness that money by itself simply cannot buy. Okay, so we've talked a lot about the what. Now let's get into the how. How do you actually do this? Here are 4 super practical strategies you can start thinking about today to reclaim your time. And look, these aren't some complicated secret formulas. They're just simple, repeatable behaviors. We're gonna break down each one, but we have to start with the most important concept of all, which is leverage. Leverage. This is the absolute key to breaking free from that time for money trap. So instead of trading 1 hour of your work for 1 hour of pay, you invest that hour into creating something that can pay you back over and over again. Think about it, writing a single blog post that gets views for years, or recording one tutorial video that helps thousands of people. You do the work once, and it keeps providing value long after you're done. And listen, buying back your time, it doesn't mean you need to go out and hire a full staff tomorrow. Not at all. It starts super small. It's about automating one boring, repetitive task at your job. It's about learning to politely say no to a meeting you don't really need to be in. It's even as simple as paying someone to mow your lawn so you get 2 hours back on a Saturday. Every single hour you reclaim is an hour you can reinvest into something more important. So you might be asking, if this is so powerful, why don't we see it everywhere? Why isn't everyone talking about it? Well, it's pretty simple actually. You can't take a selfie with your free time. It doesn't get likes on Instagram. It's a quiet, internal measure of success, not a loud, flashy, external one. And here's the real twist in all of this. None of this information is a secret. You don't need to be in some exclusive club to learn it. The only real barrier is actually doing it. The real difference is just consistent, intentional behavior. And honestly, this is why most people don't stick with it. Because the actions themselves feel, well, they feel too small to matter in the moment. Saying no to one thing, spending an hour building a small system instead of scrolling on your phone, it doesn't feel like a big deal. We live in a world that wants instant results, so the slow, compounding power of this stuff just gets completely overlooked. At first, you won't even see the difference, but you give it 6 months, a year, 5 years, and the gap between the person who consistently reclaims their time and the person who doesn't, it becomes a massive chasm. That is the incredible power of compounding. And by the time other people notice it, the advantage is already so big, it's impossible for them to catch up quickly. So I'm just gonna leave you with this final thought. Tomorrow, you're gonna get a fresh 24 hours. We all are. The only question is, how are you going to use them differently?